Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Beyond Borders on Citi TV. My name is Caleb Kuda. Today is Premier League Sunday. There's a game between West Ham and Newcastle, so we are going to the London Stadium to enjoy that moment with Ghanaian fans. We'll be interacting with them. So come aboard, let's go all the way. Oh, it's the right hand, left hand thing, so I'll be sitting the other way, okay? This is Beyond Borders, come on, let's go to the London Stadium, shall we? Great.
There is no promise we cannot keep. There is no commitment we cannot honor. There is no delivery we cannot guarantee. There is only one Bethel Logistics Company Limited, a licensed international freight forwarding and clearing agent, a trusted global brand with an extensive network for the movement of air freight and ocean freight worldwide. We are the trusted name for road freight into Western and Northern Africa. We are fully accredited by Ghana Customs and Excise. We cater for all your freight forwarding, customs clearing and forwarding, cross trades, inland transportation, internal cargo tracking systems, customer freight costing and consultancy, cold chain logistics management, logistics and warehousing, quality inspection, and much more. In Accra, Tema, and Takrady, we are always available to ensure easy movement of cargo countrywide. Call us on 0204 528 900 or 0244 707 859. Email info@bethellogistics.com. Locate us in Accra at North Ridge, adjacent Accra Girls High School, or in Tema at Community 4, or in Takrady on the second floor of the GCB building. Website bethellogistics.com. Bethlog, experts in shipping logistics.
In a world where miles separate hearts and dreams are woven across continents, comes a beacon of hope. Introducing PayAngel, Africa's payment expert, and your bridge to family back home. We are not just about sending money, we are about connecting souls and family. We ensure your hard-earned money reaches your loved ones back home with zero transfer fees. We are not just a remittance company, we are a promise of happiness. Because when you smile, we smile, and together we light up the world. Join the PayAngel family as we celebrate the bonds that keep Africans in the diaspora smiling. PayAngel, Africa's payment expert.
We're now at the London Stadium, and as you can see, more West Ham fans are filing in. The match is expected to take off shortly. Let's see. So this is the home ground for West Ham, and as you would know, Mohamed Kudus plays for West Ham, so there's a lot of Ghanaian interest. We are particularly interested, and there are a lot of people who are expecting that Mohamed Kudus will be starting the game, because since he came, he's been playing off the bench after it started and all of that. So a lot of excitement here. It's our first time for me, and so it's exciting to see massive crowds, solid security. We've all gone through. The number of spectators here are huge, but you find that filing in has been very smooth. People are running to get their seats and all of that. So interesting times ahead. We'll be finding some Ghanaians here. Look who's here, Benjamin and Katia. Yo, what's up?
It's good to be here, man.
This must be your first time as it is for me.
First time, first ever Premier League game for me.
I see. So how do you find this place so far? I mean, comparing to what we have back home, the whole process of getting in up to this point, What are your thoughts, really?
Well, I've generally been impressed with how smooth the entry process has been, despite the large crowds of people who are coming in. And we're just about to get inside. I have a digital ticket, so it's possibly good to get scanned at the gates, and then I'll go inside and watch the game itself. But yes, generally, the London Stadium is one of the biggest grounds in the Premier League, one of the newest grounds as well. So the technology here is also pretty new. It was used for the Olympic Games, the London Olympic Games, and so West Ham United have taken over since that happened. It looks Max. West Ham United have taken over since it was used, and so this has become their home ground now. And it also happens to be the home ground of Ghana's own Mohamed Kudus. He's not even played half a season yet, but it already appears as if he's a bit of a fan favorite as things stand now. One thing the West Ham fans don't seem to agree with, though, is why Kudus is not starting games and is consistently being brought on from the bench. And so today is one of those days. We look like we'll have a good day. It's a good game between West Ham and Newcastle. Newcastle are very competitive. West Ham themselves haven't started the season too badly, and so we know that we are in for a really good game. So I'm definitely excited. I'm looking forward to the experience.
What do you think the Ghanaians here will be feeling, as we have one of our own on the new West Ham side of things?
Well, I mean, Kudus' transfer to West Ham has obviously built or has started some sort of West Ham fan base in Ghana. A lot of people have already started.
Like you see a lot more Ghanaians joining Arsenal, Chelsea.
In fact, there's a West Ham fan club in Ghana as we speak now, and a couple more are also springing up. And so,
just because of Kudus' transfer.
Exactly, because of Mohamed Kudus. And the truth is, he's already scored a couple of goals. So he's the kind of guy who hits the ground running. And I believe that with more game time, he's a guy who will definitely become a fan favorite in no time.
Exciting times, really. Any predictions for this game?
Look, this is one of those games that's like really close to call. West Ham being the home side will think that they can win this game. Newcastle are engaged in some continental activity as well, but I think that a safe prediction for me in a game like this will possibly be a score draw.
Right. It's not difficult to always reflect on what we have back home. Today is a Sunday. Yeah. We've been driving for about an hour to get here. Yeah. We've seen the huge numbers that are here to watch this particular game on a Sunday like this. If there were a match happening at, say, Babaya Sports Stadium between our local teams, what would have been the turnout from spectators' side, and what do you think is not working for us?
Well, basically, if you can see, somebody just even walked in and shouted into the mic when we were interviewing me. Yeah. The people here have a very unshakable football culture, like right from the toddlers to teenagers.
See people in wheelchairs
and old people.
Very grey-haired people here.
Exactly. So the football culture here is very, very deep. I think that's what does a good job for the Premier League. And the Premier League also do a really good job of marketing their games and their products. And so I think that what we are seeing here today is a combination of a football culture that has run over 100 years, and also the Premier League's impeccable marketing tool. They know how to push a product, and that's what we are seeing right now.
This is Beyond Borders on Citi TV. My name is Caleb Kuda. So we'll get to see what happens and interact with some more people when the game is over. That was Benjamin Nketiado, our head of sports at Citi TV and Citi FM. My name is Caleb Kuda. You're watching Beyond Borders. Stay tuned.
In a world where miles separate heart and dreams are woven across continents, comes a beacon of hope. Introducing PayAngel, Africa's payment expert, and your bridge to family back home. We are not just about sending money, we are about connecting souls and family. We ensure your hard-earned money reaches your loved ones back home with zero transfer fees. We are not just a remittance company, we are a promise of happiness. Because when you smile, we smile, and together we light up the world. Join the PayAngel family as we celebrate the bonds that keep Africans in the diaspora smiling. PayAngel, Africa's payment expert.
There is no promise we cannot keep. There is no commitment we cannot honor. There is no delivery we cannot guarantee. There is only one Bethel Logistics Company Limited, a licensed international freight forwarding and clearing agent, a trusted global brand with an extensive network for the movement of air freight and ocean freight worldwide. We are the trusted name for road freight into Western and Northern Africa. We are fully accredited by Ghana Customs and Excise. We cater for all your freight forwarding, customs clearing and forwarding, cross trades, inland transportation, internal cargo tracking systems, customer freight costing and consultancy, cold chain logistics management, logistics and warehousing, quality inspection, and much more. In Accra, Tema, and Takrady, we are always available to ensure easy movement of cargo countrywide. Call us on 0204 528 900 or 0244 707 859. Email info@bethellogistics.com. Locate us in Accra at North Ridge, adjacent Accra Girls High School, or in Tema at Community 4, or in Takrady on the second floor of the GCB building. Website bethellogistics.com. Bethlog, experts in shipping logistics.
So I just caught up with one of my old friends from Legon days who has left Ghana, relocated. I don't know if you have plans of coming back home, but bro, join me here. Let's have a conversation. Edu Poku is the man I'm talking about. Yo, what's up, man? No, it's good to see you.
Charlie, thanks,
Really
man.
refreshing to see you, man. How have you been?
Man, yeah, no, great. It's been a couple of years moving around. Now London is home for the minute. So yeah, wow. Just making a most out of it.
No, you look good. London is taking good care of you.
Oh, bro, let's not put this on London.
Okay.
Let's not put this on London.
But me, I'm coming from Ghana.
See you.
Yeah, I'm also
You're looking better, man.
Oh, we are fine. Yeah. No, just that I have CD in my pocket. You have power.
Look at you. Make I show you.
You choose. But when Legon together, when the Debate Society together, you won so many awards. But in between, in fact, you changed your course from something to business school or business school to something. And then eventually you left. Oh, that's a lot of excitement.
Hopefully that's good to score.
I hope so, man. I hope so, man. But yeah, you usually come here to watch football.
Yeah, so I've been here a couple of times because my home is just like 20 minutes from here. So yeah, it's always good to a good way to really, especially on Sundays, because Saturday walk around, that kind of but Sunday, So normally come here for a minute.
Okay, that's exciting. So now let's reflect on your journey all the way here.
Right.
And the fact that you even left Legon to pursue education somewhere Southern Africa.
I need to remember.
What I do, man. I have your profile. Yo, what's the difference you've seen so far?
Yeah. No, look, I think it's all about risk and reward. Because you were saying something very interesting at the beginning. Yeah, I started Legon, Econs Masters. Year one, I'm like, no, I'm not feeling this. Moved to business school. Do business school for 2 years. I'm like, I'm not feeling this. So then I think I got a good opportunity at ALU in Mauritius. And for me, I think that was like the beginning of great stuff, really, because I was really just being exposed to people from different parts of the continent in Africa at the time, and then essentially, taking opportunities as they come.
So it's all about risks and rewards.
Absolutely. And I think that's what the funny thing is, right? Because I love Ghana. Like, I'm in Ghana almost every year, and I really do see the opportunities that people are really trying to grab for themselves, but is that a reward, right? People really put in those risks, try to do so many other things, but would the system reward you for what you're trying to do? I feel like that is where there's a huge question mark. Yeah.
You got me thinking, bro.
Charlie, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I was thinking, man. So I want us to reflect a bit more deeply on the difference in the quality of education, because as you clearly said, people are putting in their hard work. Whether or not the result is commensurate is another thing. But let's just reflect on the difference between ALU and the University of Ghana. You and I know University of Ghana is one of the best we have in Ghana. But what was it at ALU that made you think, okay, this is home?
So ALU, definitely, I feel like it gave you no option but to really push for something beyond just getting a degree. That was the main thing. So I was in a class where people were already you were in school with them, they were raising, a lot of money in USD to, for a startup, for a venture, stuff like that, right? And ALU was also constantly really sort of like making you realize, look, you've got a privilege to be here. How do you justify that privilege? And that comes from, make this count, right? Now, in Legon, I think it was great because we both were debaters, right? So I feel like we were having a lot of education.
We're in Calabar together.
Bro, that was our first time on the plane. Okay, maybe not for you.
Well, since then, you have been on several others. So it makes
don't make it a move for yourself. But yeah, no. So Calabar definitely, that was a good one. And I think, by virtue of being in the debate society, for me, that was the best part of being in Legon, right? But every other thing, the lectures and stuff, bro, you and I,
It didn't deliver.
You really didn't have to go to a lecture or stuff like that to be educated out there, right? But yeah, I think outside in ALU was great. Then I did my master's in SOAS here in the UK as well. And then,
So did you meet Azamati then?
Azamati is in Oxford.
Oh, right. I thought he started from SOAS and then moved to Oxford.
Yeah,
and
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, but as far as I know, Azamati, I think he's
Starboy.
Bro.
Starboy.
Man. Yeah, you see me be like Eduboku.
And on top of his voice.
On top of his voice.
Azamati, cheers to you, man.
Good stuff. So, but yeah, I think the main difference here is which system is really pushing you to sort of like do something beyond just getting a degree and getting a job, right? And it's just in the process. And whenever I'm talking about this, I'm also very much like careful because I know our colleagues out there in Accra are really putting a lot of efforts, right? Like I go to Ghana every time I see the things, the hustles that people are trying to do. But Charlie, in fact, that's the thing, some of them get rewarded for it. But for so many other people, I'm like, I see people here and I'm like, I know people in Accra who would have converted this to like 3x, 5x, right? But then it's just what it is. But yeah. But Charlie, go be. Go be. No, but man, you're living a good life. You're living a good life.
I'm on behalf of every other person, I promise so. So what have you been up to in London? And let's reflect on the livability of the city and compare it to our national capital and see the differences and what you wish could change in our space, right? And of course, not everything that's bad. So what's in Ghana that you wish you could superimpose on London life and you're good?
The support system, man. Knowing that, because I think I've had to gone through so many processes of thinking, really just opposing things and being like, okay, which one is ultimately better? Look, out here, your bank account is going to be great. If you put in the effort, right? You're going to get those connections.
A lot more zeros to the one.
No comment.
Tell me about it.
But yeah, but in Ghana, I feel like what you're absolutely going to get is like that Caleb Kuda you're always, heading up, like, you don't have anything, but you know that at least you've got that your support system, your friendship.
So there's a richness in the social connection.
Absolutely. Like the West don't compare to that. By no way. So when it comes to the social capital and stuff like that, I think it's something that but also maybe I'm also just talking from a place where I only go to Ghana for 1 month for holidays and come back. So maybe
you've been there. So it must count for something. This is where you grew up, right?
Yeah.
And it took a village to raise you up, like you say. So it must count for something.
Absolutely, yeah. So I feel like that's a key difference. But on the upside here is when you put in the effort, I feel like you're going to get rewarded for it.
So look, how do we get it to the point where maybe we should take a walk around to where we can? I'm not sure where it's a security zone and where it's
until
not.
Somebody says no. Just keep flowing.
Okay. So what do we need to do as a nation? Because I'm sure as a young man, every other time you are reflecting, you come across experiences, cultural shocks, and you're like, look, if we had this in Ghana, things would be better.
Yeah.
If XYZ friend of mine back in Ghana had this opportunity, things would have been better.
Yeah.
From your perspective, right?
Yeah.
What must a people, a government, a sovereign like Ghana do to make things more, rewarding?
Honest conversations, being straight with each other. I really think so, because I feel like we come from a culture where you almost have to hide yourself and your true thoughts in order to sort of like, you're trying to like pacify a lot of people, you're trying to make a lot of people happy, and you are inherently not happy, right? So I remember the first time...
Why are you sounding philosophical, bro?
That's how you started. But I remember the first time when back in the early Mauritius. So this is not even the West. This is a group of Africans brought from all over, and we are in there. And I remember like very good friend of mine. We share a fridge. Then I was out of yogurt. I take one yogurt and then he's like, no, you can't take my yogurt. I'm like, wait, but I thought you're in Legon, your rice cooker, somebody just go share some. Yeah,
we still necessary be ready.
Right, and it was like very upfront, straightforward, right? So that's a very minute thing, right? But then, like, you go to Ghana, you're talking to, your family, you're talking to your friends and stuff like that. You tell them exactly what you think, and they don't want it, right? And I feel like
I was single to cry one kind.
Charlie. And I feel like that very minute thing creeps through our very much fabric as a society, all the way to the very top, right? Because these guys know. They've lived here, right? When you're talking about our leaders and stuff like that, they've all lived there. They've all done something out here. They know exactly what the right things are. But out there, if they mounted a political, platform, and then they really spoke what they were thinking,
we wouldn't vote for them.
No, that's not gonna go down well. That's not gonna go down well, right? So they do what they have to do to get a vote, and then it really sort of like messes us up big time.
So you think we deserve what we get?
I wouldn't put it that way. Because we just didn't stand up and decided to be like, dishonest with ourselves. I feel like it's a whole thing. We've been trained in it and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say we deserve what we get. That would be very much harsh, because nobody really deserves to be lying on the floor at Kolebu just because they're not able to access a hospital bed when one person is hiding $1 million under her bed.
In the kitchen, bro.
Hey, man, nobody deserves that, right? So I wouldn't say that, but I think we can do better in terms of, really looking each other in the eye and being like, nah, that's all right.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Let's be honest, that's all right.
Like, where do we start from? Because I'm seeing like hundreds of people in the stadium on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If we're in Ghana today, it would have been church and car parks overflowing, and there's a lot of traffic on the street because we are coming from church. And I do church too. Yeah. And I do know there are a lot of things in Ghana that are what they are because there is church. Yeah. But I also know that we are too religious for our society to be stinking so much.
Let me tell you a story. So my house in Accra, in Ashoman, shares wall with a church. And these guys, man, listen.
Holy God.
Fire, bro. Like, I just came back from my church. Can I sleep, right? Yeah. And then I think we picked up that conversation with them. And these guys were like, you know what, we were here because, of course, when we started building that thing, I was like, 10 years old or stuff like that. And I remember the first time I went to that land with, my folks, they were there. That small church was there. So they got up and I'm like, no, you were here before, but you just can't do this, right? So that is the story of the church. But man, to be honest, like, I believe that we all need a religious backing. I believe that we need some sort of faith, whether it's religion, whether it's whatever. Absolutely, you need that faith. But I think it's ridiculous.
So I'm just asking you, where do we start from? Where we will have boundaries clearly that would, re-engineer our outlook back to the conversation like, that's my Coke, you can't have it even though we are buddies. Yeah. If not, ask me, right? And I give you. So like, we have church, we have school, we have media. Where should we start the conversation? Because obviously it doesn't look like our leaders are doing this.
I really think it started. I mean, we've seen what is happening on the street in Accra over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I feel like that is exactly, when you read a history of all of these countries, they were ones like us, right? 30, 40, 50 years ago, like some of these countries were like that. But it just takes somebody to sort of like start the whole movement and then for the rest of us to really catch up on it in terms of the momentum. I'm not going to be like the guy who mounts the podium at church and talk about this because, that's definitely not going to be it.
So we had to cut the flow of our conversation because the security came to, sorry, I'm saying security because you are infecting me. They came to ask us. Security. No, they came to say, they've noticed we've been here for a while. Is there anything they could do to help us? And then we explained what we're doing. They said, fine, we're okay. Mr. Ghana security.
Can't Ghana needs.
No more time. And then Sunday. And then Sunday.
You can't do that here. You can't do that here. But if you talk to me fine, you will do it. Now, these are the little things, man. These are the little things. Like, how many times have you been stopped by, our best friends on the road?
Friday.
It's funny because I think 2020, I was in Accra with a couple of friends. A French guy, 2 Ethiopians, myself, and then, a couple of us. So we did a trip to... You've been to Meet Me There. I think I've seen...
Jita.
Jita. So we went to Jita, exactly. And on our way back...
Don't tell me the police stopped you.
Bro! On our way back, so I'm driving the car, and then my friend, that's a French guy, is driving behind. He's a white guy. Okay. So he's driving behind. The police stops me, I stop. Doesn't stop the guy. Right. And when I'm done, he goes to he sees my license and everything, goes to the guy shows him his license. He sees that the guy is white, he's trying to get some money out of the guy, and he's like, no, you can't drive with this license because some ridiculous, and I'm like, look, I drive in other countries, I drive with an international license, Ghana is, part of this whole arrangement, so what do you mean? And he keeps on going. You know how I had to get ourselves out of it? I had to tell him, pull the guy aside, the policeman aside, and be like, listen, that guy is a BBC journalist. No, Abu Sheikh. I'm like, it's a BBC journalist. You can't take bribe from him because you do that thing, you are. The whole conversation that's changed, then we drive away.
Cheers to Dan Perry, yeah? Dan Peasy. Regards from London, man.
And then we drive away. So, and I'm just like, man, like, we are talking about bringing investments. We are talking about bringing all of these people. And then you bring friends. And trust me on that. These are the things. And then they are seeing this. At the end of the day, you're going back to them to pitch businesses in Accra to them. Come on. So it's a lot of things. Then, yeah, but how's been your experience driving on the road?
Charlie, we've driven on the M25 and I've not seen one pothole. And I'm wondering where are the potholes, man. We went under some footbridge. I was like, we'll be on top plantain chips. Guy, it's been fun talking to you, man. Good. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. So, Edu Poku, here in London. What do you do here?
Now, so I work in investment research.
Joe, I work in media research. Thank you for catching up. I really appreciate it.
You live life.
God has blessed me. Freshness. Thank you for watching Beyond Borders on Citi TV. My name is Caleb. Could I keep watching?